Oh,
Hello, everybody.
hi
Welcome
everyone.
back.
We're so excited to be back. So, of course, welcome to Soapwire, brought to you by Jury Reviews Media and Disney Bulletin, where you will get our thoughts on our stories. As you all know, hi, I am Ashley Sheree. You can still find me on the Bad Place, Lady Two Wise underscore ASA, and of course on the lovely Blue Sky as Lady Two Wise ASA, no underscore.
And hey, everybody. I am Deneen. You can find me on Instagram under Neen, Neen. Yeah, that's it. Underscore Amanda, as well as Neen underscore the therapist. I am also still on Twitter, aka aka the Bad Place, aka we're just hanging out over there. And
Yep.
I am Kiss My Name, and I am also on your Skyline under what is it? Neen Amanda. There we go.
So there you go. You got all of our information to find us. Please be sure to follow Soapwire. We always are asking for, your worries, your woes, and anything that you would like to say pertaining to the stories, and maybe we will have the opportunity to read it out. Don't be afraid. Hashtag Soapwire at us. Let us know what you're thinking, and then we'll take the opportunity to read it out loud. So we want to know your thoughts. Oh my goodness, girl. So we do
It's been
have
a
some
week.
breaking news. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we do. And I'm so excited because this week it is not all general hospitals. So that's good to know as well. I mean, it is
It,
mostly general hospitals.
it's not. It's not. We swear it's not. So of course, like, they have. If those of you who do watch Young and the Restless, they have announced that they have finally cast Damien, who is a Nate Hastings brother. You know they like to say half brother. I'm black. I don't believe in saying half anything. His brother
If
has
we a
been cast.
sibling, we a sibling. Okay.
Period. That's what it is. So I'm excited about that because, first of all, the man that is cast, I forgot his name, but he does look very, very handsome. So I'm curious as to, what woman on a Young and the Restless might get their stab at him. Little bit of me is hoping for Lily. I would love her to have an interest. With
That'd be a really nice pairing. That'd
yeah,
be a really nice pairing.
and they both look good. So I'm like, why not? But there are a lot of women on that cast. So who knows where he can go? But I'm very excited about him being cast. Also, we have to talk about no other than a Mr. Will Lipton coming back.
Cameron Weber is coming back to the hospital. We are
Hey,
super duper
Cam.
excited for his return. We're also excited for all the things that he's been doing in between the time. You know, he left to concentrate on school. He has, I think, his own special on Prime right now, The
Yes.
Runaround. And we're just super excited for him. He's been doing like different shows with his music out in LA. And
Mm-hmm.
in his busy schedule, he decided to
He's
come
booked and
back
busy.
for
Okay.
a
That's why I feel
fan.
like General Hospital was really lucky to even get him because he's booked and busy and he's doing things. And
Yeah.
I understand it's just a visit. I know he's just peeking in and probably going to peek out, but just for him to even be like, all right, like, bet, I'll spend some time with y'all really, really quickly. And, give me my Weber boys. I still need Hudson to come back. Okay. Where is Hudson? I need Jake.
And then where's Aiden? We haven't seen Aiden since he came out to Lucky, and we're just not gonna get into the hospital
Yeah,
right
we will. Child, child, child.
now.
Oh, and we have to talk
No,
about one of the greatest things that has happened. Okay, we have
no.
finally gotten the sneak peek of Beyond the Gate.
Beyond the gates. I don't know. I woke up this week and I was just feeling blackity black, and I'm just like, I cannot wait. And I noticed that February 24th is on a Monday, and I
Yeah.
didn't at first. So I'm like, we're gonna have a whole week. Like it's not even like premiere on a Friday and have us wait through the weekend. No, we're literally gonna have a whole entire week for the premiere of Beyond the Gate. So I am just super
Oh my goodness. So it just the richness, the
excited.
glamour. Oh,
Yes,
like,
the set was given expensive.
oh,
It was
yes.
it was giving. It was giving modern.
Yep.
So I'm excited for that. I know the online chatter for it has been super positive across the board from what I've seen. I've seen some of the older generation on Facebook, of course, saying what they say. But I think that if you notice, for soap ratings altogether, like that 18 to 39, 50 generation is very low for soap. So hopefully Beyond the Gates will be what it is to bring everything back for that millennial
Yeah.
generation.
Yes, and people going to say, people going to hate. They can't help it. One thing that I did see too is just like I had to chuckle at it. I was looking on Instagram and some people were like, "Oh, they taking this from Tyler Perry and they want his success." I was like, "That is prime time soap. We're talking about daytime."
Oh, okay, comparison because two things cannot be out there at the same time. Okay, all right. Mm,
And I was like, if we really want to go back, I'm like, we can talk about generations. Okay, that was the first one that really had a prominent black
yes,
family. So low key, Mr. Tyler Perry could have also derived from that. But all of his shows, like if we're talking about the haves or the haves not, and also that crazy show where they lived in that gated community, I forgot what the name of that show was, or better or worse, or some crap like that.
oh, it's okay. Okay, so you had the have and have nots. You had for better or for worse. Um, it was
With
another.
the crazy
You
white
know,
lady
House of
who had like
Pain
multiple
had Sam.
personalities.
I think that was for better or for worse.
Okay, that's a better word.
I think it
Yeah,
was.
like
You know,
that
House
was
of Pain
dope.
still has new episodes.
Huh?
House of Pain.
Oh yes,
They,
House of
they
Pain
they
too.
still have new episodes.
Oh
Like
wow.
I
I did not know
just
they were
found
still
out.
kicking.
I was like, okay, look at y'all.
Like y'all are still around and kicking. I had no idea. Wow. But like but my thing too is like at the end of the day, like a lot of his shows derived those shows specifically were very soapy. Um
Absolutely,
just
absolutely,
prime time, like how they
absolutely.
used to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, and we talked about it before. A lot of the prime time shows they derive from soap operas. They take a lot of as much as people want to talk down on soaps. That's why we have prime time now. They get
Mhm.
a lot of what they did from soap. So I'm gonna need people to put some respect on their
That
name.
drama, that daytime drama, and if you think about it, a lot of actors started out as soaps.
Yep.
A lot of them started out as soaps. A lot of them come back to soaps. Their roots are in soaps. So it's like, yeah, put some respect on it. You know, prime time would not be there if it wasn't for daytime. So
Thank
that's the
you.
honesty of it.
And daytime started on the radio, okay? Arna Phillips, we
Hello,
appreciate you, lady. We really
hello.
do. There, she put the legends on like Agnes, Will, Ted Corday, like that. We gonna let it be known over here. I don't play about it, but let's go ahead and get
Y'all
into.
know we got Ashley a historian.
I don't play. I be knowing Douglas Marlin forever too. Okay. I still want to send General Hospital his the rules of how to not ruin a soap. I just want to send them a really big billboard of that just so they understand how they are. You know what, Ashley? That's another time for another topic. But we have to talk about both. So let's get into our recaps and of course like our thoughts and what we're thinking. So, Rich was out there calling Hope a slut. Yeah, and old girl Brooke took offense to that. It brought her, I think she had a traumatic response, some PTSD, thinking about Stephanie Forrester calling her that all the time.
I mean, if the apple don't fall too far from the tree, then it is what it is. Because originally, Brooke, you were like super okay. I'm gonna go tell Rich what's going on. My man, my man, my man. Hope is not okay for doing what she did, and I
Mhm.
completely agree. But at the same time, it's a lot of animosity there. Like this
Yeah,
wasn't a small feat. Like Hope and Carter took the whole company,
the whole
took the
company.
family company. Like how you gonna take that is their name? Your last name is not Forrester.
With
What are you doing?
Stephanie's daddy money. Like what? Like,
Like how is that okay?
and you have to expect him to be angry. Like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you have to expect him to be angry and calling her all of these names and stuff like that. It was bound to happen.
it was
I
passion.
do he was going to lose the little bit of ounce of respect that he did have for Hope. He was going to lose it. Like
Yeah,
that's just what it was at the end of the day. And like you said, what did she expect to happen? You ran and told that and you didn't expect for him
right.
to
This
have
was
a
the
visceral
consequences of the
reaction?
fallout. Exactly. Like this is the consequences and the fallout from it.
Mhm.
She gonna have to eat that. Carter gonna have to eat that. They gonna be a lot of things for some time moving on. They gonna be
Yeah.
everything but a child of God because look what they did.
Exactly. Like, and that's just what it is. Of course, they're gonna have like so much smoke. So, definitely, continuing to looking forward to how it unfolds. I never thought that I would actually want to watch Bold and the Beautiful live again. Okay, they had me watching it live again. I didn't feel I haven't done that since, of course, my girl Luna. That had me watching live, and then of course, like when they shot my boyfriend and Steffi had to go through that. That's when I was watching live too. Ooh, that was Sophie. It was so good. That's kiss. Oh my god. But I also wanted to talk to about them pushing Ridge and Taylor together because I just really, really hate how it always makes it seem like Taylor is second fiddle. Like
It's just an option. She's an option when things isn't going right with her.
exactly. So when things go down with Brooke that he doesn't like, or his feelings get hurt, or he doesn't get the expectation that he wants, then he goes running to Taylor, and I want her to stand up. Like I want her to stand up, girl. Like
Those actors have such great chemistry and history with each other, going back to their All My Children days, and I love them together then. So I would hope that if it was a future pairing for them again, that it would be Jamie.
yeah,
But I think that Ridge will have to take some time away from Brooke. And I think too, like his animosity towards Hope is going to push Brooke away. Like
yeah,
I would hope,
yeah.
no pun
I mean,
intended, that she would not stand there and,
let him
allow him to talk about her daughter,
in that
rightfully
way.
so, in that way though, and not be okay.
'Cause
So
you already know, and let that bleed black mama. You got one more time to talk about my daughter that way. That
talking
like
about my
you,
daughter,
and it's like you understand where he's coming from, but out of
it's like a
respect for
respect.
me,
Hmm.
like you know what, I can't even be around your daughter, and I don't want to even do this right now with you. So
Yeah,
I'm
for
still gonna
sure.
exit, and I'm just done. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, if I was Brooke personally, like I wouldn't even it wouldn't be the Taylor and the Ridge situation. It would be how you spoke about my daughter. Cause
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
for Ridge getting his feelings out, and he had a right to. To be honest, he did. But if I was Brooke, I'm like, nah, that's my daughter. She wrong, but that's my daughter.
I
But
still gotta
also just
ride for
how
her.
he continues to defend Hope and Carter. I don't really think there's any defending. You just can't
No,
defend it. It's just wrong, period. It's
it
not,
is.
oh, but
It is.
Steffi. No, it's not no, oh, but Steffi. Like, Steffi
Because
did
like
want her.
Steffi did it in her role. Steffi did it as one of the leaders of the company. So you're like, oh well, she did Hope like this. She did. It was business.
It was
Like
business.
she took it personal, and with her taking it personal was the fallout and all of
Mhm.
this.
Yep. And that's just what it was gonna be at the end of the day. Like one, it was like she kept saying that, Hope for the Future was failing. It was
Yeah,
not making the numbers. She did kept saying that, but then on top of that, you keep throwing yourself at my husband. Granted, we all know that incident, that one incident, it really was for Carter, but there have been multiple other incidents. Why would she think that it wasn't for him again? Of course, you would think it would be for him. It's a logical assumption. Like, come on now. So, yeah, girl, yeah. But we're
but
definitely
then
gonna see.
also I think with that too, the whole Electra, Remy, and Will fiasco, like Fatal Attraction is coming into
Yeah,
play. I feel so bad for Deacon because he's just literally like, oh, you need a job. Oh, let's like mentor. Oh, let's help you out. No, he's a stalker, and you're gonna get caught up in his BS. I
yep.
need you to pay attention a little bit harder.
Yeah. Will is clocking it. He knows
Yeah,
it's weird. And it is weird. It's just certain things that he does that is weird. Why didn't you at least hit me up like, hey, I have a free pizza. Do you mind if I come and drop it off to you? There are certain ways to go about it instead of just showing up at my job. Like, yes,
yeah,
we're friends, but also this is my job and this is a place of business. So but Will is clocking it and he sees it. Remy is definitely super weird. And I think like for me, I would have started thinking that it was weird when he just all of a sudden randomly got a job.
yes. I saw. I first him popping up like you didn't come for a visit. You said that you saw me online. You saw like everything come out, and then you decided to move to LA
Hmm.
with nobody else here, no money, no plan, and then you decided to get a job with this connection poster.
and at a place that I go to frequently. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is weird, and
And I think
yeah,
too, the more that everything reveals from their past, like
that
it's
should have
but I
been
think
like,
it's going to give us a really soapy climate.
yeah.
Hopefully, if it's done right.
Hopefully. So we're gonna, see how it all like pans out, and just how sleuth Will is. He does give me a little bit more of his father's vibe. You get to see how he is, how Crew Morrow is playing him, and I'm like, okay, like you kind of giving me the Bill vibe. So I see what we're doing here, and I'm definitely appreciative of it.
That's pretty
Any
cool.
any more thoughts on Bo before we go into days?
Oh, we talked about Rich. We talked about Hope. We talked about that's pretty much everything that they got going on right now.
And going into days of our lives, so of course, right now they're revving up for of course the Xander and the Philip trial of it all, and they're just being both of them are being very curious about it. They are, getting down in the dirt and in the mud.
Yes, and early on into the trial as well. I know we kind of talked off screen a little bit, but who would you like to see run Titan into?
I'm a Philip girl just based
Okay.
off the fact of seeing Philip grow up, like Sean and Belle were talking about, like, and knowing how
No.
Victor had raised him to,
Yeah.
bring him up into it. So that I'm just always going to be with more along lines of the Philip side, even if I do like Xander. But Xander is crazy too. He's just like he is a curious. They get it from their daddy. And you?
Um, I don't know. I feel like Philip has ulterior motive, like his relationship with Vivian. I don't know,
Mhm.
like what her interest in everything is, or like what her stake is, and how that's going to come out. But I feel like Xander has a really big past, but I don't think that he has malicious intent.
Yeah. Definitely, I don't believe it's malicious. Also with Philip too, it was noted that Philip was still dealing with his mental issues when
Yeah,
Vivian brought this to him. So he wasn't even all the way released when she brought up the idea of forging the letter and getting back his rightful place at Titan. And Vivian,
yeah,
I love me some Vivian. She is definitely a saleswoman. She gonna pitch something to you, okay? And she gonna make it
and
work.
he's buying. He's
Yep.
he's
And
buying it full price.
yep,
Like,
he completely brought into it, and as I kind of stated earlier too, I could see him buying into it just because of the fact of growing up with Victor, Bo Brady, and it, wasn't into that. He wanted nothing to do with Titan. Isabella, she had died, so it was always said that this was going to be essentially his birthright in a way, but with he went into the Marines and back and forth and this and that. And then, of course, his mental breakdown. It
yeah,
was a whole lot of things. So then, in that token, too, I can see Victor being like, you know what? I didn't claim Xander. This is his time. The son that I groomed has been going through a lot of different things mentally. So I'm just going to give it to him. So I can see that, too.
I get that,
Um,
and I think from that I can also see Philip feeling like he has something to prove.
yep.
Like this is his comeback. This is for everybody who counted him out. He worked through his mental issues. He's trying to do things differently now. So it's like I can also see this as him, his redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
Yeah, I could definitely see that too. And this is my chance to make my dad proud. I messed
Yeah,
up and now I'm coming back. Yeah, I could see all of that. And I'm just excited to see how Philip and Xander are going to continue to play off. I know some people
yeah.
don't like the way John Paul acts Philip, but sometimes he does get a chuckle out of me.
I history. I love him as Rex. So it's like so to see him, on here too. But that was a completely different character. So I think it also shows his range.
Yeah, exactly. I do have a little bit of a critique is that he didn't actually watch anything that Jay Kenneth did, who previously played Philip. I don't really appreciate when actors do that because I feel like you can still look and see how one actor played it and still make it your own. And a prime example of
Mhm.
that right now is Alexa Haven, who's
Yes,
playing Blue.
yes, because she took the best qualities I would say of Julie and Emmy, and she's portraying it in her role as Lulu. And I would also say, when I oh crap, it was on my head, like literally my train of thought. It was somebody else. I think Kate Nancy did not. She
Oh,
looked at Lexi's version of Christina,
mhm.
and I also am very appreciative of Marcus Paloma's portrayal of Nicholas Cassadine.
Oh,
Tyler Christopher. I felt that Marcus Paloma did that role very well. I think
mhm.
I was watching his podcast he was on with Maurice Bernard, Sonny Quintos, and he spoke about just the gratitude he had for Tyler and how many clips
Okay.
he watched because he was like, other actors has portrayed that role throughout time, but that was
Mhm,
Tyler, so he was like, it was an honor to be able to study him. So
mhm.
I can see you saying that as far as how John Paul is portraying Philip to just be him.
Yeah,
Mm, Karen Madison.
no, all right too. I
My
just always feel
favorite
like
girl.
it's so crucial to just see how the actors previously have done it, so then you can still make it your own, like the
Yes,
actors we have talked about. But going back into days, of course, I'm actually super excited too that Sean and Belle are back. Martha, I don't know, she has this certain type of charisma as Belle that I really love and appreciate, and it's like I love seeing her back on the screen. She is
yeah,
John and Marlena's child. Like she needs to be on there, and so does Sean. Like the way Brandon plays Sean, Sean D. I love it as well. He is Bo and Hope's. I mean, Bo and Hope were one of the greatest super couples ever. There's no reason why their children are not on that
on the
canvas.
show.
I
Like,
know that they have a thing about Victoria and Sierra, so I get it, but one of them need to be there. So I'm just
yeah,
super excited.
I think it's really important to have legacy characters continue to come like that. I enjoyed watching Belle in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Just the way she owned it.
Mm.
Like even having that last minute twitch and her becoming a lawyer, it was just like she fell into that. She's
Yes.
representing Philip very well.
Very well. It's just so I just like love it. So Sean Brady is back on the police force. Jada has asked him to come back. I saw some rumblings on social media about the chemistry between them. I said, "Oh Lord!" I said, I wouldn't mind that either. I do feel like the woman who plays Jada, she's a great actress and she does have chemistry. She even makes Rafe a good couple pairing. So like
Yeah, yeah.
I can see why people even see like sparks between Jada and Sean. I am still personally hoping that her sister Talia is pregnant with Sean's child and it's going to be a boy and he comes back later. And then also there could be the time when Sean and Jada, are now together and she didn't tell anybody that she had his baby. Oh, see, Soapy, you know what I'm saying? Like
Please.
the brain is working.
I like that. I think we
See?
also have to touch on Doug Williams the third
Ugh,
coming in. Um, it's giving con artist, but I
yeah.
think Julie is so in her grief right now that she's hopeful for any new connection to
Mm-hmm.
Doug. So it's like,
Anything that has to do with Doug.
yeah,
And it's so understandable, but also just seeing too how Hope clocked it a mile away and she told
she
people to keep
did.
an eye on him, keep an eye, like I'm like, see, there she goes, she be knowing. So and it looks like Jennifer is definitely going to, along with Kayla and Steve, they're going to be keeping an eye on him because they have an understanding that Julie is really grieving the man that she's been with for decades. So I'm also excited to see when that gets found out because he got Julie brother Steven looking like a thief and I don't like that.
And it's not even when Doug is walking around. I'm calling him Dougie because I don't want to call him Doug.
Yeah, we'll call
Dougie,
him Boogie.
Dougie is walking around with the necklace in his pocket. Like, search that man. He knew. Ain't nobody thought to check his pockets. That's the first thing I'm doing. Empty your pocket.
Yeah, y'all just gonna assume like come on and I also thought it was also real too, because some family members will just automatically think the worst of you. So I
Yeah,
just feel like that was a real thing that they did a couple of weeks ago. But I can't wait for the day that Dougie is found out. Also, I was just talking about missing slaps, and then all of a sudden we get some slaps. Okay, Ava and Kristen. I was like, I was just talking about this like not too long
we
ago.
ain't had no good soap opera slap in a long time. Like,
In a
head.
long time, and they both did it to each other, and which I could see. That's in Ava's a freaking monster. Like, she think that she's scared of, and I know Kristen is crazy. Kristen is crazy, just like her daddy. She may have been adopted, but she is the most like Stefano. I don't care what nobody says. Like, she will go to any extreme, but um, so will Ava. So, Battle of the Words, and I know a lot of people don't like Ava, and I completely understand that because she has also done some crazy things and tried to kill people, have killed people. But low key, I have to admit it, I really don't mind Ava and Brady. I don't. I would rather Brady with Chloe. That's always how I'm always gonna run it, but she's not on the canvas right now, and she really should be because her sister Joy is there. But it
Hope
is
for
what
things
it is.
change.
I kind of like it. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm not against it because I don't know it, but I feel like we'll see. I'm for chemistry. I'm for passion. I like to look and be like, oh, y'all sexy. Oh, so we shall see if they're the ones who's gonna give it or not.
We're gonna look at it, and then also, the last note, Clyde should have died.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the caper. We have to.
Why is that man still there? It was really time for him to go, and they decided to put him in a coma. But it is what it is. For some reason, Ron really likes that character. So who knows? But now let's go on to, the one that gives us the most trouble sleeping at night. General Hospital.
Oh, our problem, child. Oh, GH got
It's
a
a
lot
travel
going
style.
on.
Meanwhile,
GH
all
got a
the
lot
other
going on.
soaps have made me want to watch and see what's going on. And General Hospital is just like, I don't know. But I have to say, it wasn't as bad, and one of the
We had some
highlights.
soapy moments this week.
Exactly. I'll say a couple of the highlights was Trina and Kai,
Yeah.
the sex tape reveal.
Yes.
Those are like some of the greatest things as well. So on to, like, of course, like Trina and Kai. I just thought they had some really, really cute moments.
Yeah. I think to her height, like the look up at him, like it's a
Girl, I love it.
he be okay, Tabby. Okay.
It's
I'm
just so
hoping that they
cute.
continue with their storyline. Like I hope they get more screen time.
Yes.
Um, I think that's the biggest thing. Like I don't want to get my hopes up for this love connection that we'll only see once every 2 weeks.
Exactly. Exactly. And they just have so much potential. If they would just
Yeah, they
put the
do.
effort in, the chemistry is there. Just put the effort in, the work in with the writing, and it'll come. You already know Tabby's gonna do her thing. Jen
Yes.
looks like he's willing to do his thing too. So let's get it on and popping. I just thought, once again, she looked absolutely beautiful. And I just loved her, like, getting the access pass from the violin boy and then running to go see Kai.
You mean Brooklyn and Dante's son?
Oh,
I have not watched today. I feel like they said that the blueprint has been laid for him to pop up as their secret kid. Like,
that doesn't make any sense. We talked about this too. The retcon has to make a little sense, a little bit. This makes absolutely none. They just be changing stuff on the fly.
on the side.
Brooklyn
But you
did
know what
not
I
even
thought
know
about too?
Toby.
Where were they at? Lois was talking to I want to say Carly at the Metro Court pool months ago, and she was asking about Geo and just the story that Lois was saying, like, oh, his parents and this, da, da, da. It was so far fetched. But at the time, I didn't put like I feel like online kept saying it was funny super kid. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't need no more kids. Like
that man do not need no more
you don't need no
kids.
more kids. You don't need no more kids. So
His kids don't even have anybody to be with at this point. Like, they got to make new characters.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know who they're gonna have come when Michael leaves off the canvas. It's,
How
which I'm real
it's
really disappointed in that. Like, and that even brings us to the whole sex tape coming out at the Christmas party dinner.
the Quartermains were
I
Quartermaining. Oh
love
my
it.
God.
MJ. I think,
Ned,
and I think I just
Tracy,
thought of my
Angelica,
performer of the week
Quartermain.
because
Yes.
yes, I didn't have one at first, but thinking about this, I have my performer of the week.
Like just they're snickering, they're laughing, like they know what they know it. So like Miss, oh my God, they just
It was
know what
awesome.
the Quartermains are and how they are supposed to act. Like, thank God that we still have Jane Elliott and tag, I forgot the man who plays Ned, his first name. But
Wally,
yes, wow. Thank God that
Wally
we
Kirk.
have them because they have literally, she's been doing it since what, the 80s, and he's been there since like the 90s. They have a clear understanding of what the Quartermain family is and how, when I saw the reactions and the laughter, I was like, that's the Quartermains.
That was it, just very genuine. And I was getting so upset when Drew was like, well, you did this and you did that, and you forgot to you didn't give his heart medication, and you slept with Monica, and you wasn't there.
You have no
You
idea.
you ain't no real cool. You wasn't with us shooting at the gym, okay? Like you don't go here.
Bam.
If it was Billy, if it was Billy Miller, God
It would
rest his
hit
soul.
different.
If it was Billy Miller and he was out there saying some stuff, I would have been like, "All right, Drew,
Yep.
ooh, ooh."
It would have had
But
substance to it.
it would have had substance to it. But I just
Yep.
feel like this recast, like, I don't know, was y'all trying to let us know that y'all remember the history because everything y'all been doing has nothing to do with the history? Because you missed your mark. It didn't land
It
at all.
didn't. It was just like, okay, sir, and because the way, this is not the Drew that we knew when Billy played him, God rest his soul. This is not him, and I don't know if it's the writing or if it's the way the Cameron's playing him, but he's a creeper now.
Very much so.
Um,
And he even brought it up. Like, and he brought it up in one of the episodes because he he told Michael, "You don't really want to know what's going on with me and Willow." Now that is an ass whooping if you ask me.
yeah,
Stop gonna come to me about my spouse and tell me that I don't want to know what's going on. I'm gonna beat your ass. We're
yeah,
not playing those type of games. Like that's not
no,
okay. But I feel
absolutely
like
not.
he had even said it's not like a hero story. It's not like a mentorship. I didn't prey on her. And it's like, why you gotta say it? If it's known,
It
it's
should
known.
already. We should just see it,
Exactly.
and that's not what. It's not what we're seeing. I also have to say too that I wish that they gave Michael more of a moment. They kept making Carly like come in, and I'm just like, no, this is Michael's moment to go in, not her
Yeah.
moment to go
Yeah.
in. His wife and his uncle, who he was close with at one time, have just betrayed him. So allow him to shine at this moment. And I just felt like he didn't get that opportunity. And
No.
to me, it just kind of looked like Chad was just like, okay.
Like and I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't want Carly to know because you have to insert and make everything about yourself, and
Yep.
I just hated how it was done. I also was waiting on Nina to jump up and say you're sleeping with me and my daughter because it still hasn't been
Girl.
revealed that he's sleeping with Nina too.
Yep. Yep. I do agree too. I mean, I had to know, it was funny when Tracy came up to her. How does it feel?
How does it feel?
And you got so close to sleeping with
Yeah,
your
sleeping
daughter.
with her daughter.
That was so, it was so funny. So Tracy. Like, so there were so many moments where Jane Elliott was like really in her element throughout that entire thing and uplifted the entire scene as well. I do agree. I wish that Nina would have given Drew more smoke because even with him saying to her, well, what you gonna do? Uh, what am I gonna do? I think I just hate how they don't allow Nina to go in more. Like she's always like silenced somehow, some way. And I just hate that for her because we know Cynthia. Cynthia could do it. Okay. She played Annie freaking Dutton on Guiding Light. She could do anything that is put to her. I wish they would allow her that moment to just really go in. But I did also appreciate how she was acting in that moment to convey certain emotions and just, disbelief, shock, stunned, confused,
Yeah,
angry. Like you could see it all in her face and in her body. That's one thing about Cynthia. Even if she don't got the words to say it, she's gonna try and convey it somewhere else.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I also hated how Willow was very like damsel in distress, very just woe me. No, you did this, my girl. To the I remember I watched the sex tape. She
Mm-hmm.
straddled him.
Yep. Yep.
So you ain't all innocent, you know. And I hate how I do appreciate Ned having the conversation with Michael, like, Drew is the enemy,
Yeah.
but I also you have to recognize that it takes two to tango. You know, like
Exactly.
Willow was a willing participant. Willow
She
let
was.
this build up to this. Willow and Drew had several kisses that led up to this,
Yep. And I agree with you. It was
and I
like,
think they
oh,
setting it up for them to be together too.
yeah, ugh. And I was just like, it was a moment of her being a victimhood instead of just being like, you know what, take some accountability. I apologize,
Yeah,
and then I agree that her and Nina should have run and got the kids because he is a quartermain and he is a Corinthos. They tried to throw Spencer in there. I was
yeah,
just like, absolutely not. We have always named Michael as a quartermain and a
the
Corinthos.
Corinthos.
Don't be
But
trying
I
to
think
say,
now because she's Carly Spencer,
yeah.
that and now they want to keep letting everybody know that yes, she's Spencer, Legacy side, Bobby Wise, which I appreciate
Tomato,
you
tomato.
continuing to put Bobby in there. But come on,
Yeah, and because like at the end of the day, Carly
she was
always just said,
Vincent when
"I
she came, so
Corinthos,
come on.
Corinthos this, Corinthos that." This Spencer thing is brand new, so let's not even do that. But I did see why Nina was like, "Let's get them kids," because we've seen how the Quartermains react when it comes to the legacies in their families.
Yes,
So like in their descendants, they do not play. The only one that got away from them, was Michael, and he's back in the fold anyway, regardless. So I understood where they were coming from with that. And also it should not have been Carly coming and stopping them. It should have been Michael.
I
This is
just think
Michael's
that
story,
whole
not
thing,
Carly.
that whole thing was just. I wanted Chad to do more. Like I want angry Michael. I want angry Michael real bad. But I just feel like also too knowing that see, and I think that's how I feel when it was leaked that Kelly Monaco was actually in the role of Sam. I feel like her last couple of months, everybody just was like anticipatory grief. And I think now that we know that Chad is leaving the role of Michael, that we're just sitting here watching this saying like, well, what,
Yeah.
what is going to be your exit story? When you going to show us a little bit more? Like,
Hmm.
are you go out on the bang? So it's like when we don't feel like it's building up towards anything, we feel like it's building down.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, it was just like absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness, girl. We forgot to mention the shocker too, but that's how you so much could tell we don't care about the character.
Um,
The Dex died. And also I just
yes,
want to
did
know,
that.
we know Evan is a great person, but he could still be a great person and we
I
still
mean,
not like him.
look, actually, Jack, Jocelyn, she cheated on Cameron. So
Yes.
it's just literally like we really don't know. We really don't know what's going on with that. And it's just like, I'm sorry, y'all. My nephew came in the room. I told him that he was doing so good. He was doing so. Y'all hear my background noise, my baby.
Real
But
life
I
be
feel
life.
like look, real life, real life. Okay, I just feel like one. I saw the Dex storyline coming.
Yeah,
Like as
with the
soon as he had the
stabbing.
conversation with Cyrus and was like, "We seen you up there on the 10th floor, and you was doing this, and the restraining order was already put in. You talking too much. You know too much." And I
Yeah.
hate to say it, I feel like Felicia is next.
Yeah. Yeah, cause people gonna be pissed about the thing with General Hospital is yes that we did want the canvas to lighten up a little bit, but they always and this is the thing with I feel like General Hospitals they troll the fans. It's like this is what
Right.
you want. You said you wanted this, right? You no, we didn't want this. Like, do you know how many people love Felicia and what a legend Christina Wagner is, and this is what you want to do?
Right, and I think that that's one of the reasons why they originally said that she like is she next on the chopping block
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like they wanted us to do something to make a little bit of noise,
Yeah.
because nobody leaked Evan leaving. Nobody leaked
Nobody.
that on there.
Sorry. No. I'm just being honest. Nobody cared because we don't. They didn't invest in. They didn't invest in the character in the right way. I'm sorry, they just didn't with Dex. Like, I didn't care at all. Like about him dying. Not 1 ounce. Not 1 iota. Like I even like y'all know I'm an Elizabeth fan, but I cared about Sam dying. Like, come on now. Like I would care about Felicia dying. Don't you play? I love Felicia and Mac.
That
Okay, the only happy couple. So if that's true, I will be pissed. Like I will be pissed. There are so many other characters, Geo, that can go. Like, are we still doing this? They just always want to do the wrong thing. Like we tell them what to do, and they always go the freaking opposite way. If they really love trolling the fans, keep trolling. That's why Beyond the Gates is coming. So keep doing what you're doing.
and
Period.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like I feel like a lot of people put it on. I feel like a lot of people put it on Dex to control that relationship or what happened with Jocelyn and put all that stuff on screen and to have that passion. But Jocelyn has also had failed parents
Mm-hmm.
without that.
Yep.
And then like Evan Hoffler, when he had the interview, he was like, I didn't know that role was going to last as long because when he first picked up and auditioned for Dex, I think he auditioned for a few different characters that did not last or didn't get picked up, and then Dex was supposed to be for a couple of months.
Yeah. I just want to say too, we do wish like Evan the best, but I do believe that it was the writer's fault that the character didn't gel. They could have went about it in a very different way and gave Joss a really viable triangle with her, Dex and Cam. It just like it just didn't gel. It felt very forced. I just didn't see the chemistry, but I do wish Evan like all the best in his endeavors, and I do hear how much of a how amazing person he is. So I just always want to state too that you can still be an amazing person, and we just don't vibe with the character. Unfortunately, that is a thing. So, um, anything else before we go on to our young and the restless?
Um, we talked about Lulu.
Hmm? Oh, we
Talking about,
didn't touch on. We didn't really talk about Lulu.
oh, here's my thing with that. I don't know if Dominic Dante is acting uninterested on purpose, if he's still giving off that conflicted, or if he really don't have chemistry with it. But just like his holdback, I'm watching and I'm like, I don't know.
What I get from it is just like he's still grieving.
Yeah,
He's I was a Asante fan. What I get is that he really is still grieving the death of Sam, and it kind of feels like it came out of nowhere. And then here is Lulu running around crazy. Granted, it's understandable. She's looking for her daughter. So, she wants to make sure she's safe. And, Charlotte is a freaking cast iron. So that's just another, threatening aspect of Charlotte's life. And I could see Dante just being annoyed, like, bro, you also have Rocco here. So we need to figure out
yeah,
a way to make sure that we're looking for Charlotte, but also we're keeping you safe with Rocco because he already lost a mother figure. I can't do this again. So I think like he has so many different things going into his mind because sometimes he looks annoyed.
very much so. And I think that's what's giving off the uninterested part for me because it's
Hmm.
like a I don't want to be here type
Yeah.
thing.
Type thing. And also at the state too, even her busting in to freaking Nina's office,
Yeah,
the nerve, and then calling Carly her boss. Excuse you, she is not her boss. That's first and foremost. And I really appreciated how Cynthia was able to really like hold her ground and also have a little bit of empathy towards her because she's like, it's kind of like, bitch, I love Charlotte too. What the fuck?
yeah,
Like, like I and this is why I bang with Cynthia Watho so much, just because she's a master class actress, y'all. Like y'all just don't understand. Like, and if
I
you
think
think that
class
this,
is the word. Like she
yes,
has a lot of cast and how she portrays.
if you think that she's only, subscribed to a soap opera, no, this woman has been in movies. This woman has been in prime time, and the fact that she still gives so much respect to daytime, I appreciate that because some people actually don't. And she can get so much work in anywhere else, but she still be holding daytime down. So always a shout out to her. But yeah, Lulu was just kind of like on one.
Yeah.
Um, with that, but her and Maxie, rekindling and talking was cool. Her going crazy at Jack was another thing too. I was like, girl, he is a WSB. I know you don't care. It's like at one point, it's like I understand you're looking for your daughter, and any mother would
But
be,
have some professional decorum about it. And I
yeah,
think
like
that's why I
something.
appreciated
Break
her
his damn
conversation with
phone.
Tracy. And I was trying to see if I noticed any chemistry between her and Tracy because Tracy has such chemistry with Julie. You know, like
Mhm.
she was there through Julie's teenage years when she was having the secret affair with Dylan and got
Yep.
pregnant, Luke leaving, and her living at the Quarter Main house. So it was like I was trying to see if that step monster role was still there, and I saw it. I saw it a little bit. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
we get to see more scenes to come together too.
Oh, crazy Lulu. I can't. Are we ready to delve into our last story of the day?
Oh, let's talk about you.
Going into Young and the Restless. So I always have to talk. I love Neat and Audra. They are a fine, sexy ass couple. I just love them. I can't help it. I don't care if y'all don't. I love to see it. Okay.
I enjoyed their scenes. I enjoyed their scenes this week. I really
Yeah,
did.
they're just so cute. Just like her talking about, her job situation, which is something that I can resonate with fully. Applying to all of these jobs and nobody like really like, thinking that they don't see your worth, knowing that you could bring so much to the
Yeah,
table, how supportive Nate is, and just like, essentially like you can do this, and then also how supportive she is with him and his search for his brother. Like all of that is so great. And even taking the moment and the opportunity to invite her out with the rest of his family who he knows does not vibe with her at all. Like it was like, nah, you know what, I really like you, I like spending time with you, and I want them to see what I see in you. And I
yeah.
just love that moment. I also loved how they brought up Neil and Drew. And I love seeing a little bit of like Audra's emotional side. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I shed a tear. I did. It was, I think, because I've never seen the
You've seen
character,
her journey. Yeah,
yeah, of Audra be like that. It just was a soft moment, a vulnerable moment for her. And it looked like Lily and Devon actually embraced her in that moment. It was nice to see for me.
I think that also makes me feel like with Nate's brother coming in, I'm hoping that they give him a storyline and he's not used as a prop. Like
Yeah,
I don't want this to be just another quota that's coming on.
yeah. I
Because
agree
it's
with
just
that.
not
I feel like they can find something for his brother to do. It's just like if they do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's really, really there. Hopefully they allow that. And also I hate Devon and Abby together. I see absolutely nothing. And I hate that they're living in the Chancellor house. Granted, that Devon's grandmother is Kathleen Chancellor, but she married a Chancellor. So that's one. And if I was Abby, I wouldn't even want to live there because I was married to Chance. Like, absolutely not. Like, no, we're gonna move into your penthouse. I think it's better for us to be there. This is the Chancellor estate. I just don't get like living there. Even if I was Devon, even though that was his grandmother's home, I wouldn't even feel comfortable living there if I was him either. Like, I
I
just really,
agree. I agree.
yeah, it's weird. Absolutely not. Also, we have to talk a little bit about Phyllis, still going to
You know,
freaking,
it was so many ways that she could have came out and been honest with everything. Like she know that she looked down. I feel like she has so I don't. I don't think that she wants justice for her accident. I think she wants blame for
Yeah.
Shane.
and and it's like I know that, well, they assume because my girl didn't do it, so it's like I know that you killed Heather. Why wouldn't I just know that you tried to ram me over with a car, even though I know that the car that I see is absolutely not yours? Like
Right.
Phil is getting together, like sooner, I know she doesn't necessarily believe anything that Sharon says, and I know she doesn't believe it, but Sharon does want to take accountability. And also, you can see, I think we talked on this too last week, but you can see the difference in Sharon. Even Daniel had to be like, yeah, like she was acting weird during that time. So I can see like how maybe her meds, were tainted. But then Phyllis kind of like goes on to the deep end. Oh, so you don't believe me? Like that's not what, oh, you want to stick up for her? Like, no, no, that's not what he's saying. He's just saying I can understand why, maybe her meds, were tainted, like tainted.
Whew.
Like what that gives
Yeah.
off, You're fine. Oh my god.
Real people, y'all, real people, okay?
Beautiful. Okay.
I think that I am curious to see what's going to happen with the whole Sharon Ned storyline.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I don't know. The therapist in me hates how it's so easy for everybody's medication to be switched, or how the mental illness plays so heavily in the soap opera world. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's very cringy to me how it's portrayed. I mean, I love Sunny's portrayal of bipolar, but that's also because Maurice Bernard himself has
Has it?
bipolar. So I feel like it's like he's taking history of himself and applying it to the character. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like a lot of other soaps and storylines that I hear about the mental illnesses and the mental issues, and I work through it, and it's like it's not always that easy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just hate how this Sharon's meds were switched or the dosage was changed. And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, here's another one. So this is, just do whatever because your meds are off type of
Don't forget Ian Ward and Jordan are crazy. So that's like, of course, I understand what you're saying completely. So it's like I do wonder how they got the PCP
thing.
into
Yeah,
her. That's where I'm like, how did they
yeah. How did that happen?
obviously they were stalking her, but still how did you manage to do that part? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, so I get it. But somebody is always after my girl. I mean, but I did like the Cameron Christian story better than this one. The Cameron Christian story last year made a lot more sense.
Okay.
Just with him going after her, and like it really played on the history, and it was really really good in my eyes. This one, it's a little bit more far fetched and a lot more left to be desired, but um I'm still rocking with it because I rock with Sharon Case. So
Sharon forever.
period, that is my girl. Oh my god. Oh, and also talking too just about Phyllis being done, with her friendship with Lauren and Michael. I feel like Lauren, what was she supposed to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
in between a rock and a hard place, that's her husband. Like if he asks her a question, she's not gonna lie to him, so it makes it hard. I just feel like I do wish that Phyllis kind of more so saw Lauren's side of it, but I can see and giving Phyllis some grace, like I can see why she decided to end her friendship with Michael, even though they have both done terrible things in the past.
Hmm.
Absolutely both of them. And also Michael did bring up like, girl, you acted like like you was dead. You faked your own death and it showed up at your memorial. Like, so we could go toe to toe about a lot of different stuff. And that's the thing. Like Phyllis and Michael have a very tainted, crazy past and have like always been friends. But also, what is she supposed to do? Because she believes that Sharon has done this, and now my closest friend is defending the woman who I believe has done this, and could have caused so much harm to my children and my granddaughter.
Hmm.
Nah, 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 nah. So, um,
It's gonna play out. I think that it's a lot of history for the characters, and I think that it's a lot of roads that intersect for both Sharon and for Phyllis because everything is like. I mean, they been shared a husband. They got they stepchildren and brothers and sisters and everybody.
yes.
It's like you can't get around it.
Yes. Also, shout out to Faith once again for standing by her mother and, not letting Phyllis talk to her mother that way. Countless, she stood up for her, and that's what I needed to see. But I am like, I think it's this lesson. I would love to see Faith and Summer have a scene. I feel like they need to. Why are they not in the mix? Like, your mother did this, my mother ain't do nothing. Like, that's
Yeah,
what I need to
yeah.
see. They need a scene, but of course, we're not gonna get it.
No. I
No.
agree though. I also agree and see a Sharon and Nick vibe coming back. So
Mm.
we shall see what's going on with that as well.
Yeah. Also, like Nick being super supportive, like, whoa, okay, Nick,
And
I see you.
he is, and I see the supportiveness when it comes to Sharon, but I also see the submissiveness when it comes to Philip.
Yeah.
So you're not really the middle person. You're not really balanced with this one, big guy. But
Yeah. Not at all. And I appreciate him having my girl back though. Because a lot of times, like, Nick is not always Nick can be supportive. So the last two times that she's had her instances, like with Christian Cameron, oh yeah, with Cameron Christian, and now he's been supportive. But Nick has had his dick moments, so it's kind of like wow, seeing how supportive he's lately been. Um, so yeah, this is, and it was like, and who would have known, or who would have thunk it that he's a detective? Like Ian Ward and freaking Jordan calling him stupid is always going to be funny to me. Like now he want to play detective. Like I be rolling sometimes with them. I'm like, this old banter, bickering, non-couple killing, whatever you want to call it. They're hilarious. And then, of course, talking about our last topic of the day, our breakout performances. You said you have yours. You want to take it away
I
first?
gotta give it to Jane Elliott because Tracy had me laughing this week with everything. Like her reactions, like was just so genuine, so funny, so her, so messy, and it gave classic soap. And because she's been there for a long time, she's portrayed that character. I'm just like, yeah,
Yep.
Tracy, you did that.
Shout out to Jane Elliott. That was, well, it was just such a good moment. I just like Quartermain's and yes, yes. Shout out to who, well, Jane knows how she's anything that they give her, she's gonna make Tracy come through. Tracy Angelica Quartermain. I know that's right. And for me, my breakout performance is no other than my girl, the Miss Masterclass actor, Cynthia Watros. I just,
I'm like,
I just loved how she conveyed so many different points of emotion because she really wasn't afforded the chance to really go in on Drew. So just
yeah.
that opportunity to like how she displayed it in her face and in her body, even when she was talking to Drew alone, and then when Tracy kind of like snuck up on her and said what she said, I feel as though in that moment when Tracy said that, that's when something clicked, and she was like, you know what? I gotta make sure that Willow get them kids and we leave. Like that's where I feel like a shift happened. It was like it's not about what I went through in this man, it's about my daughter and my grandchildren.
And she's like,
Period.
no.
Now. He
I was like, okay.
was not playing
He
with
said, well,
Willow.
this is war and it starts right now.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, it was like you
Okay.
better go ahead, honey child. Like, yes. Well, everyone, that brings us to our end. So please hashtag at us. Let us know your story, worries, and roles. We would
Yes,
love
yes,
to
yes. We would
hear from
love
you.
to hear from you. Like we interact on Blue Sky. We search the hashtag ourselves and we interact with people when we're watching live and when we're catching up
Mhm.
after work. So like please interact with us. We interact back. Let us know how you feel in the comments. Share, like, subscribe. We are here.
don't be shy. Do not be shy. We would love to hear what you have to say. So please be sure to make sure you're following at Soapwire. If you know anyone else who watches the stories, like, shout us out. Make sure that they're following. Give us a view. Also, make sure that you're following Jaree Reviews and Disney Bulletin as well. So that wraps it up for this week, and we can't wait to come back and talk some more about. Next week we'll be able to talk about Cam Webber coming back.
About to get he
Hey,
premieres Wednesday this week.
yeah,
So we are excited. Thank you so much for joining
can't
us for
wait.
episode 4.
All
And we
right,
will see
see you
y'all
guys.
next week.
Bye.
Bye.